Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I just did kind of a scrap busting type video where I took all my scraps out of my gallon-sized Ziploc bag that was overflowing and separated them into colors and ended up putting them into my glue book that you all saw. And in the process of getting stuff together to create another Create With Me video, I realized that I have this box still on my shelf full. I mean, it is just full of papers, discarded papers when I was working on projects, stuff that needs to be filed. It's kind of a catch-all. There's cardboard in here. There's excuse me, all my embossed papers from when I did my embossed tags, paper bags, a box that I saved, some memorabilia I saved. It's got a little bit of everything. So I kind of thought that I would go through these scraps, separate them out, and try to put away stuff that needs to be put away, and then maybe come up with some ideas for some ephemera or whatever. So scrap busting video number 2. So I'm just going to sit down and kind of have at it, and I'll probably fast forward through a lot of it because I have to make decisions about what to do with this stuff. So I'm going to sit down and get started. Okay, so I've already started sorting, and I've got, these are all papers that are heavier, cardstock, just heavier weight. So I've got those put aside. I'm running into so many different categories of things that I'm not really sure how to move forward yet. So what I see is, I found that these 2 envelopes I can go ahead and put away up in my envelope bin. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and these are pieces of packaging, but I think I can use them in a journal. So I want to save these. But what I found was this envelope that looks like it was already like I already started to collage it. I'm not really sure what I had in mind for this. So I thought I would try to come up with something. It could be something that goes like over the page, would be kind of cool. But my guess is I need to collage it. And okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get my glue stick. Oh my gosh, I moved all this stuff over here because I wasn't sure what to do with it. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and collage this. So what I'm going to look for is things that would match this here of some sort. That might be in this whole big huge scrap bin. I see yellows. I do see that I have this is not a full-size sheet, but I also had thought that would be kind of cool. So I'm just going back through this big pile that I didn't know what to do with, and I put it over here, and I found some. This was a digital that I was making that I had tried a couple of different things on it, so we might be able to use some of that. I'm not sure. I thought I had more pink. This was a digital, a loose digital that was in there. We could maybe use that. So I'm just gonna get my glue book out here and move forward trying to do something with this envelope here. Okay, so I think I'm just going to collage the front. That'll be the first step. I'm going to get my tear ruler here and just tear this a little bit. Where's my... Oh, there we go. I have a basket that I keep my tear-offs and scraps until I dump it, and I had moved that so I could do some sorting. I hope I'm in camera. I got an idea for these. I'm going to hold off just a second. If I'm going to do an over the page, I don't want anything to end on that seam. So I've got this piece. I thought it would be perfect to put right here, knowing that this piece will go right about to here. And I'm thinking that I don't want a clean cut edge right here, so I don't know if I can tear this or not. Let me see. I can, but then it doesn't fit. However, it will fit on this side and go over the, yes. So I guess we'll do that. Or maybe I'll just put it right here. And then since I'm trying to use up these scraps anyways, I don't mind if they're larger pieces. So let's go ahead and do it. My table is a folding table, so it's a little warped. And so to hold my tear ruler down flat doesn't always work. And I'm just trying to put this on because this has writing on it, so I want the writing to be right side up. Okay, let's see what we got. I need something different. I need some different pink. I had pink scraps though. Where did I put my pink scraps? These were, when I was sorting by color, they were the leftover pieces. That there are some pink things in here that I thought would be pretty. So we're just going to use them. How's that sound? Okay, so here's my fold right here. So I need it to either go over the fold or stay on this side of the fold. So let's do this. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this so I have my line, so I know where it's at. Okay, there. And then I have these odd pieces that are like kind of, I must have cut some sort of a circle or something out of them. So I think I could get away with putting one maybe there, and it'll cover up that line. So I'm gonna make a cut maybe right here. Okay, and we'll glue that one down. And then this one, I'm thinking I want to cover up this line right here that's kind of open. Could do that. Okay, looks like we need something to go across here, and it really needs to go over the fold, but it doesn't need to be real thick. So I think that's not quite long enough, but that piece would be. And if I cut it double the size I need, just make it a little thicker, I can fold it over. So we're going to put that one on there. And we need something at the bottom. Thinking that I'll put this in my bin, my ephemera bin or whatever, and I'll have to find a focal point for it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. you know, how I leave it on here, but I would like to have I think I like that. Okay, so this one's covered. I need to just trim this piece right here. Okay, so the front is covered. Let's go ahead and do the, well, I don't know, let's see if I do a, yeah, if I do an over the edge, let's see where we're at, because I might need to square this up just a bit. Looks pretty straight. Okay, so let's collage the inside, and we have all this paper, so it doesn't really matter, but let's go ahead and use this piece up since we've got it. And it doesn't matter because this is not gonna, we don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna just break this up a little bit. See, there's my folders right there, so maybe I could, I don't know, I need to break this up a little bit, so let's looks like I need a new glue page here. Well, I keep watching videos at night. This is probably not the best time to do it. Because I keep getting ideas of things I want to do. But then I can't remember. And if I get up, like I get up at night and take the puppies out and that, but if I like try to think about things, I'll never go back to sleep. And so I have my TV on to try to get me to go back to sleep. Look at that's pretty. That's pretty. That's pretty. These are little red scraps that I have in here. And of course we have these red or pink scraps. Could use that. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty. They're so skinny though. Good time to use them though, huh? Okay, let's see what we got here. We're going to try to make all these little pieces work. Use them up, right? Use them up. We need something a little longer there. That'll work. Anyways, I get ideas, and then by the time I, get up in the morning and get everything handled, I can't remember what I saw. So I end up doing things like this, like scrap busting or whatever, until I can think of it. I have a really good idea. I think my next video, I was watching something by, is her name Edith from Scrapbooking with Me? She had a couple of really good ideas, and I need some of what she made. I need it. So I think I'm going to do my next video on something that she inspired in me. I have all these little pieces. Well, we've had a couple of people at work that are sick. I don't know if y'all know, but I work at our local Staples. When I retired, I took a year off, and I didn't work. I took a year off, moved from Utah to here, bought this house, moved here because my kids were here, and I wanted to retire near them. Not saying they won't move somewhere else, but anyways. So I bought this house, and after a year, I tried I did some classes. I had an enclosed carport on the side of my house, which is now a bedroom. I've since remodeled and made it a bedroom, but it was just an enclosed carport. And I tried, this is pretty thick, I tried having some classes there, like art, I did mixed media classes, and it was pretty successful. I could host 4 to 6 people at a time, and I enjoyed it, but there wasn't quite enough social interaction for me. And of course, you retire near your kids, but your kids work. It's not like they're going to sit home all day with you. So I ended up applying because when I was in Utah, I worked for Alpha Graphics for many years, 17 years or something. And I thought, well, I saw that Staples was hiring. They had an Indeed ad or something. That's thick. And they were hiring, and I thought, well, that's something I could do because I'm familiar with it. So I went and applied, and I ended up working in their copy center, which is perfect for me because I was you know, they did have some different machines, but basically, it was kind of right what I had already done for years. So learning their point of sale system, and that was, you know, the hardest part was just getting used to their sales register and stuff like that if you had to ring somebody out. But what I was trying to get at was after I worked there a couple of years, I had to have hip replacement. And so, you know, hip replacement does take time away from work. And so I was off for a while, and I told them, you know, feel free to hire, because they were holding my job. It's like, no, feel free to hire somebody because I'm retired, you know, whatever. Well, they ended up holding it, and when I went back, they had hired some people in the interim, but certainly said, you know, I have my job, so that wasn't a problem. But I said, I kind of am okay with, I'm kind of okay with not coming to work every day. So if you can, you know, put people on the schedule and just schedule me, maybe, perhaps, just call me if somebody calls in sick, or if somebody's going to go on vacation and you need somebody to fill in, you know, I could do that. And my boss said, well, let me see, but I guess HR said, no, she needs to work at least 1 4-hour shift a week to stay on the payroll. So that's what I was doing. I was working maybe 1 or 2 days a week whenever he needed fill in, and it was perfect. Well, then we lost a whole slew of people in general. We lost a cashier, we lost a tech, we lost our print supervisor. She took another job. So they were just down a lot of people. So they had to hire. There's no two ways about it. They had to hire. So they had to hire a new print supervisor. We were already low in print marketing. But anyway, so they hired a bunch of people, and we're doing Amazon returns, which, honest to God, people, this takes. Amazon returns is a full-time position there. But anyways, you know, they didn't need me. Once they hired a bunch of people, they didn't need me a lot. So I told him, you know, take me off the schedule. I'm okay with that. And then just call me if you need me. Well, for about 3 weeks, I didn't work, which was fine with me because I was able to work here in the studio or whatever. And so I enjoyed that. So he just would message me and say, I've got a full schedule, so I didn't put you on this week. Hope that's okay. It's like, yep, that's great with me. And then he messaged me. So I was like 3 weeks I didn't work, which was nice. I had time. I had a commission journal at the time, so it was really nice. But then he put me on the schedule. Again, this week he messaged me and said, I've got you on for Monday and Thursday, if that's okay. And it's like, yep, that's perfect. So I had that on my schedule, but then he called me in early yesterday, and then he messaged me today to see if I could work today, but I had an appointment, so I couldn't. But he needs me tomorrow, and I'm on Thursday, so I'll have a lot of hobby spending money at the end of this week. Well, there you go. Look at that. We got that all collaged. So I'm gonna just trim it because I'm not happy with how that looks. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna put it in, what journal or whatever. So I'm just gonna trim it down because this doesn't match. And even that up. But it's pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy board, so it can be an over the page or maybe in the center of a signature. I'm not sure, but I'll put it in my ephemera box and count it done. Until I go to put it in something, then I have to decorate it. But anyways, I like that. Okay, one down. Okay, let's see what else. I thought I saw something else in here that I could, you know, these always make for great pockets and that. But let me think, what if I measured 5.5. That's about here. We could actually make this into a page. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So if I go like this, and we just fold that, and then I was thinking of some sort of a just thinking that if we did this like as a, you know, like a shorter page, and we could make a little pocket there, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I can't decide, so I'm just going to put this in as a page. And I will come back with my new projects.